Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big hand to our chairperson, special guest, chief guest. So with due permission of chairperson, we now to begin the closing session. First of all, I am requesting our chairperson to deliver her speech, requesting Professor Taslima Mansoor, Professor of Law, University of Dhaka, and also President of Bangladesh Bioethics Society.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The closing session, and we have Professor Khondukar Abdul Awal Rizvi as a special guest. We have Professor Darren Messer, President of AUSN, Advisor of Bangladesh Bioethics Society, and a great academician with us. We really don't have the chief guest because he couldn't make it in the last time, but we have our Secretary General and founding chairperson, Professor Dr. Shamima Lashkar with us. So, the closing session, we need to close a very noble occasion, but every end has to be there, every act has to have an end. We talked about different things in these 3 days joint workshop of Bangladesh Bioethics Society and AUSN on bioethics and academic integrity. It is a training workshop, and Bangladesh Heart Foundation was also a partner to us, and they gave us full support. And the activities was first shared by Professor Dr. Shamima Lashkar, and then the activities of National Heart Foundation and AUSN were shared. And then we had a session on bioethics and sustainable development, where we talked about global ethics, the ethical considerations of managing refugee populations due to climate change by Professor Leonard Bank, and we had Professor Ahmed Nawaz from AIUD. Then we had different sessions, different perspectives. Gender and ethics, we had ethics, navigating transnational experiences, reflections on experiences of female international students. We had gender ethics in family law by myself. A paper was given. Ethics and research, we had another component. Ethical issues in qualitative research. Concerns of bioethics and life science. We already also had a medical ethics session, and where very nicely Professor Fazilitunnesa Malik, she did the chairing and the anchoring. And in that session, ethical issues in medical practices were dealt by Professor Dr. Muhammad Humayun Kabir, and we talked about informed consent by Professor Amy Shapoor. So all the presentations were fantastic. We learned and we educated ourselves every moment of this 3 days workshop. It went on and on and on, but we were not bored. And we learned and learned and learned. And we could, go on for more 7 days. I don't think we will be bored. Then the medical ethics were also, again, there were number 2 session where Professor Fazlilahi Chaudhry, the head of ICU, was chairing very nicely. And we heard about considerations in stroke patients, and we heard about end-of-life issues in intensive care by Dr. Shehnaz Huda, very nicely, very nice papers by Dr. Tanmay Bishwash and Dr. Shehnaz Huda. And then we had the social ethics and demographic tsunami, the ethical and social implications of immigration to the United States by learned Professor Leonard Lanchi. Did I pronounce it rightly, sir? Please excuse me if I did not. There were also thesis defenses. And master thesis defenses, PhD thesis defenses. And the best part of it was yesterday evening when we had the cultural function. It was so gorgeous. I really could not believe my eyes that I am in a function, going away from everything in life, and it was so interesting. We sang, we danced, and we really enjoyed ourselves, and it was really a cultural part of Bangladesh, not only Bangladesh, global, because we had Nepali dances, Nepali songs, Hindi songs, English songs, a song by Darren Messer, a song by Professor Leonard. It was fantastic, something to remember, something to take back. So these 3 days, it was, I said I couldn't come except the introduction and the closing, but I was here the whole 3 days. So my experience is the objectivity of this 3 days workshop was actually achieved, because the objectivity of the conference was identifying ethical dilemmas through different lenses, including those of gender lens, ability studies, and the perspectives of indigenous communities, which we did. Apply the principles of bioethics and sustainability to real situations. We heard plenty of real situations, climatic situations, political situations. Think and write critically about these issues from the perspectives of persons of different genders, cultures, ages, and abilities, including indigenous peoples. Apply knowledge of cultural values in different communities to bioethical dilemmas. Understand types of bioethic committees, procedures, processes. Access relevant ethics literature, policies, guidelines, and standards. We could, talk about different theses and what more they need to do. We had to share with that, and we gave our, what we needed to do on that particular thesis, or might be masters, might be PhD. Apply basic principles of ethical analysis to issue public health. We had 2 sessions on public health and medical ethics. Apply integrity to our professional life. We had sessions on integrity and plagiarism, where Professor Shamima Lashkar very nicely said about plagiarism and its impact. Identify the role of social community factors in both the outset and solution of the public health problems. We saw the problems. So many things in 3 days. So plenty of things to take home. And we learned a lot, I learned a lot. So I think, everyone was benefited by these 3 days. Joined Bangladesh Bioethics Society, AUSN, and Bangladesh Heart Foundation, Bioethics and Academic Integrity Training Workshop. This, really shows that we think and think about ethics, ethical considerations. And it brings back a memory of mine. I was the Dean of Law of Dhaka University Law Faculty, and I was invited to the Asia Law Pacific Law Deans Forum in Bangkok. That was 2010. And they were, formulating the legal education. And they were saying, yes, to formulate legal education in curriculum, there must be knowledge and there must be skills. I stood up and said, no, there's something else. And everyone said, yes, Professor Mansoor, what else? Knowledge and skills, debating, rooting and everything. What else you need to actually, finish or complete the legal education? I said, you need values. If you do not have values, you're not a human being. You cannot be a doctor, you cannot be a lawyer, you cannot be anything. So first of all, you need to have values. And that values, that dignity, that is what we talked about. And I echo with Mahatma Gandhi, who said, your beliefs become your thoughts become your words. Your words become your actions. Your actions become your habits. Your habits become your values. And your values become your destiny. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam. May I now request Professor Shamima Lashkar, founding chairperson and Secretary General of Bangladesh Bioethics Society, to have the overview of the program.
Good afternoon. Today is the closing session. Actually, last 3 days, so we have the 13 sessions. And the first session, we have the bioethics and sustainable development and gender ethics. And the second day, we had research ethics, medical ethics, and social ethics. And third day, we had the academic integrity. Papers on the academic integrity. And Professor Tasnamas already mentioned many things and gave the overview of the program. Actually, we had in total, in addition that we had 2 thesis defense of American University of Sublimation, and we had the 2 PhD thesis proposal and also some updates on PhD thesis. Actually, we have collaboration with the American University of Sublimation, and in this collaboration, we have the scholarship for master $18,000, and for the PhD $50,000 scholarship we have. So we utilize. We provide this scholarship to our members of Bangladesh Bioethics Society. Actually, some are only Bangladesh. We have the Bangladesh Bioethics Society have the more than 200 life member and the more than 300 general member and more than 300 student member throughout country, throughout Bangladesh. From Faridpur, in Chiram, in Rajshahi, we have members. We are not centered in Dhaka city. Actually, we are scattered. We have members. So, in addition, those who are interested to admit the AUSN, PhD, and the master's degree, we always welcome everybody. And we have in this program the delegates from USA, New Zealand, Japan, Nepal, India, and Iran. And we have foreign faculty, Dr. Carol Messer, he is in the chair in Dayas. Actually, nobody knows who is Carol Messer. Actually, he is the academic dean and of graduate program, and also the professor of. He is the president of American University of Sublimation, director of a master's and PhD program, American University of Sublimation. He actually graduated in biochemistry and PhD in molecular biology from Cambridge University, UK. Later on, he was the regional advisor of a regional unit of social and human science, UNESCO, Thailand. He was the UN director of International Bioethics Committee, and he drafted the genome and genomics guidelines for UN. He wrote more than 300 articles in peer-reviewed journals, and he have more than 100 books written by him. And we have another special guest, the Leonardo Blanc from USA. Dr. Leonardo Blanc. Will you stand up maybe? And he is the academic dean of American University of Sublimation for a graduate program, and he is the professor of social science and human security of a department of American University of Sublimation. He was advisor to director regional unit for social and human science, UNESCO Bangkok. He was anti-terrorist specialist, US Army. And we have another foreign faculty, the Kako Koshino. She left yesterday, Dhaka. She is the associate professor of education at Tokyo University of Social Science, and also the visiting professor of Social Science Department, American University of Sublimation. This program is in joint collaboration of the National Heart Foundation Bangladesh. I'd like to thank our Secretary General to provide us the venue and collaborate Bangladesh Bioethics Society. I think he will provide more collaboration in future. And I'd like to thank our foreign delegates to come far away to visit Bangladesh, attend this program. And I also like to thank all the participants, and also thanks especially the volunteers, and also thank volunteers of Bangladesh Bioethics Society to organize this program. Also thanks the staffs of the National Heart Foundation Bangladesh. And finally, I'd like to thank Professor Fazli Rahmi Chaudhary, Professor and Senior Consultant in Cardiac Anesthesiologist and in Church Intensive Care Unit, National Heart Foundation Hospital and Research Unit, for his patience and continuous advice to improve the program. Thank you. We are very eager to hear our chief guest speech, so I don't continue my speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. Before our chief guest speech, may I now request our honorable special guest, Dr. Daryl Mason, President, AUSN, former UNESCO Regional Advisor. So, requesting Dr. Daryl Mason to have some few words in front of us.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much, my dear friends. Thank you for the overview of the conference. Professor Tajlima, Professor Shamima have done a wonderful job. Thank you. In this room, over the last 3 days, I hope we have developed our thinking. Is that right? Yes. Later, we may ask you to reflect on how you have developed your thinking. We have had an overview of the sessions. We have had a sharing of joy and sadness, and a sharing of inspirational lectures, and some innovation and new insights for us. I appreciated the presentations that people made. I appreciated especially very hard work of two of our graduates who received their graduation certificate later this afternoon. I've appreciated also students giving updates and also welcome new members. I'd like to thank all the staff for your kind support of us and taking care of us in our stay in Bangladesh. we've been made to feel at home. Thank you. So this morning we had an interactive session, and the conclusion, explanations of why bioethics is the love of life, everyone could share and discuss. And I hope you can apply. Bioethics is not just a theoretical structure. It's not just another society. If bioethics is the love of life, and if it is the foundation upon which we build a just and loving society, then we need to